Okay, so if you're an athlete or a public figure, your life is basically always on the move, right? But with every trip, there's this hidden risk, digital exposure. So today, we're going to break down a simple, really effective digital security playbook to keep you safe when you're on the road. Let's get right into it.
Just let that sink in for a second. We guard our physical playbooks like our lives depend on it, but so often our digital lives are just wide open for anyone to see. And believe me, the risks are just as real and the consequences can be just as bad.
You know, every single time you travel, you're essentially stepping onto a brand new field with a whole new set of vulnerabilities. You've got new networks, new places, and new chances for someone to get their hands on your data. So the real key here is learning how to manage that exposure.
To make this all super simple, we're going to use a 4-step formula. It's really easy to remember and even easier to use. Just think of it as your core defensive strategy for travel. Plan, pack, pause, and protect.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with planning before you even head out. Then we'll cover exactly what to pack in your digital go-bag. After that, we'll get into the discipline of posting online, how to actively protect yourself while you're moving, and then we'll wrap up with a little challenge to build your own security pack.
All right, let's dive into step 1, planning. Because a really strong defense, that gets built long before you ever set foot in an airport.
Think about it this way. You would never show up to a game without warming up, right? So you shouldn't start a trip without prepping your devices either. This is your digital warm-up routine.
Okay, so what's really cool about this is how simple yet powerful these steps are. First up, update your devices. Those updates have critical security patches you absolutely need. Second, enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Just think of it as a double lock on your most important accounts. Third, back up your critical data. That way, you're covered if a device gets lost or stolen. Fourth, log out of any apps you're not going to need on the trip. The less exposure, the less risk. And finally, turn off Bluetooth Auto Connect. This stops your phone from randomly linking up with unknown devices.
And here's a quick pro tip that takes, less than a minute? Restarting your phone on a regular basis actually clears its memory, and that can disrupt certain types of malware and tracking software that might be running in the background. It's such a simple, powerful habit to get into.
And this quote just perfectly illustrates the mindset. You put in all that work to prepare your body for peak performance, you have to apply that same discipline to prepping your digital life.
All right, so you've done your prep work. Now let's talk about the gear you need to bring. And no, I'm not talking about clothes and headphones. This is your digital go bag, the essential tools you need to stay secure on the road.
Let's run through the must-haves. First, a portable battery pack. This is key because it keeps you from having to use those sketchy public USB ports. Next, a privacy screen protector. It's absolutely crucial for shielding your screen from nosy people looking over your shoulder. Then there's the USB data blocker. You have to have one of these. It lets you charge from any USB port without any risk of juice jacking. That's when someone installs malware through a shady charging port. Next, make sure you have a VPN app installed and ready to go for secure browsing on public Wi-Fi. A password manager protects all your logins and makes it easy to use strong, unique passwords everywhere. And finally, a backup flash drive is just a smart move for your most critical files.
Want to level up? Add a physical camera lens cover for privacy and an RFID blocking wallet to protect your credit cards from getting skimmed wirelessly. I mean, these are small, subtle additions, but they provide a really strong layer of defense.
So, you're all planned out, you're packed. The next step is all about discipline in the moment. It's about how you use social media and really understanding the risks of sharing where you are in real time.
This right here is the #1 takeaway for this section. When you post exactly where you are, exactly when you're there, you are basically broadcasting your live location to the entire world. And let's be honest, not everyone watching has your best interests at heart.
So let's really look at the difference between an amateur move and a pro move here. The amateur move, tagging your hotel, restaurant, or airport gate while you're still there. Or even worse, posting a picture of your room key or your boarding pass. The pro move, wait until after you've left the location to post about it. Save your awesome pictures and videos to a draft folder and then share them later. Treat your location like a sensitive part of your game plan. You only share it when it's absolutely necessary.
This is the exact mindset you need to have. And it's not about being paranoid. It's about being professional. So before you post, before you connect, before you share anything, just ask yourself, am I creating an opening for someone to exploit?
All right, on to our final active step. This is all about protecting yourself in those high-risk environments, places like airports, hotels, and even public gyms, where your guard might be down.
Here's your checklist for when you're on the move. First, before you do anything on public Wi-Fi, turn on your VPN. It's your digital privacy shield. Next, avoid those convenient-looking USB ports in cafes and airports. Use your own wall plug or that data blocker you packed. Keep AirDrop and other file sharing services turned off by default. Also, scammers love creating fake Wi-Fi networks, so always confirm the official network name with the hotel staff before you connect. And I'm going to say it again because it's that important, never post your exact room number or travel details in real time.
Okay, we've gone through the entire formula, but knowing this stuff is only half the battle, right? Now it's time to actually put it into action. So this week's challenge is all about making these practices a permanent part of your routine. Seriously, I want you to pause and think about this for a second. What are the 3 essential security tools you are going to commit to packing for every single trip? Maybe it's a VPN app, a USB data blocker, and a privacy screen. Decide on your top 3.
Write them down. Put them on your packing list. Make it a habit, because preparation is everything. Having a great plan is useless if you don't actually have the tools with you when you need them most.
And at the end of the day, this is about more than just data. It's about professionalism, how you handle your security. It reflects on your personal brand. You're so meticulous about your physical training and recovery, you need to apply that exact same standard to protecting your digital self.
So, as you head out on your next trip, just remember this simple formula. Plan before you go. Pack your digital go bag. Pause before you post. And protect yourself on the move. Stay safe out there and travel like a pro.